Hello, NuTax family. I am happy to see you all back here today. Grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's have a real heart-to-heart. For those who are new to the family, my name is Karen. Here at NuTax, we aren't just about crunching numbers and filling out forms. We are about building legacies. We make sure that you, your family, and your business are protected while you climb that ladder of success. I've been seeing a lot of chatter lately on social media about how to beat the system. People are confused. They're hearing one thing from a financial guru on TikTok and another thing from someone on Instagram. Today, we are going to clear all that noise. We're going to talk about the line between being a genius and being a target. We're talking about tax avoidance versus tax evasion. And we're also going to dive into the safety net topics that most people are too scared to talk about: amendments and back year taxes. Let's start with the hero of our story: tax avoidance. Now, I know the word avoidance sounds like you're doing something sneaky, like you're ducking behind a corner when you see someone you don't want to talk to. But in the tax world, avoidance is actually a beautiful thing. It is 100% legal, 100% encouraged, and it's the secret weapon of every wealthy person you've ever admired. Tax avoidance is simply using the rules the government wrote to pay the smallest amount of tax possible. Think about it like this. Imagine you're going to buy a new pair of shoes. The price tag says $100. But then you see a sign that says, if you sign up for our email list, you get 20% off. Then you realize you have a coupon for another $10 off. By the time you get to the register, you're only paying $70. Did you steal the shoes? No. Did you trick the cashier? Nope. You just used the discounts the store offered you. That is tax avoidance. The government actually wants you to do certain things, so they offer you coupons. We call them credits and deductions to reward you. They want you to save for retirement, so they give you a tax break for putting money in a 401k or an IRA. They want you to have a home, so they let you deduct your mortgage interest. They want you to grow your business, so they let you deduct the money you spend on your equipment, your marketing, and your supplies. When you use these rules, you aren't finding a loophole. You are being a savvy, smart participant in the economy. You're playing the game by the rules, and you're winning. Now, let's talk about the person who isn't playing by the rules. This is tax evasion. If tax avoidance is using a coupon, tax evasion is walking into that same shoe store, putting the shoes in your bag when nobody's looking, and walking out the front door without paying a dime. Tax evasion is when someone intentionally provides false information or hides the truth to get out of paying taxes. This isn't a mistake. This isn't a whoops, I lost my receipt situation. This is a choice to deceive. I see people trying to get creative all the time. And honey, let me tell you, it's not worth it. Hiding income is when you make $60,000 in cash or through apps like Venmo, but you tell the IRS you only made $10,000. Fake expenses. This is when you claim you spent $15,000 on office supplies, when you actually spent that money on a trip to the beach with your friends. Ghost dependents. This is when you are claiming people who don't live with you or don't even exist just to get a bigger refund. Here is the real talk. The IRS has a very, very long memory. We live in a world where everything is digital. Banks, credit card companies, and even those payment apps all leave a paper trail. If you try to evade, you're basically leaving a map that leads directly to your front door. It might take them a year, 2 years, or 5 years to follow that map, but when they show up, they aren't just asking for the tax money. They're bringing interest and heavy penalties that can wipe out everything you've worked for. Tax avoidance builds your future. Tax evasion puts your future at risk. Now, let's talk to my people who are sitting there thinking, Karen, I think I already messed up. What do I do? Maybe you realized you forgot to claim a big deduction last year, or maybe you just realized that the tax guy you went to last year did you dirty and put some things on your return that weren't true. This is where amendments come in. An amendment is like a correction tape for your taxes. It's a way for us to go back to a return you already filed and say, hey IRS, we need to fix something. You can use an amendment for 2 reasons. 1. To get more money back. If you realized you missed out on a credit or a deduction you deserved, we can go back and claim it. You have up to 3 years to go back and get your money. Don't leave your hard-earned cash on the table. 2. To fix an error. If you realize there was a mistake that made your taxes look lower than they should have been, it is always better for you to tell them first than for them to find it later. Fixing it voluntarily shows you're trying to do the right thing, and it can save you a whole lot of headache and extra penalties down the road. If you feel a little nervous about your past returns, don't just sit there and worry. An amendment is your way to breathe easy again. Lastly, let's talk to those individuals who haven't filed in a while. Maybe life got busy. Maybe you went through a hard time, a loss, a breakup, or a job change, and taxes just fell to the bottom of the list. Then 1 year turned into 2. And now it's been 3 years, and you're paralyzed because you're scared of what's going to happen when you finally show your face. Listen to me. NuTax is a no-judgment zone. Filing. Back year taxes from years you missed, is the only way to get the IRS off your back and get your life back on track. If you don't file, the IRS can eventually file a substitute return for you. And trust me, they won't give you any of the discounts or credits you deserve. They'll make you owe the absolute maximum. But when we go back and file those years for you, we find every legal way to bring that bill down. We help you set up payment plans if you need them. We help you get into good standing. The weight that lifts off your shoulders when you finally clear those old years is better than any vacation. It's the feeling of being free. No more heart palpitations when you see a letter in the mail. No more worrying about your wages being garnished. Just a clean slate. The reason I'm so passionate about this is because I want you to be able to move with confidence. The most successful, wealthy people in the world aren't smarter than you. They just know more information. They know the difference between avoidance and evasion. They know that if they make a mistake, they fix it with an amendment. They know that if they fall behind, they catch up immediately. When you work with a professional team like us at NuTax, you aren't just getting a tax preparer. You're getting a partner. We're here to make sure you're using every coupon in the book, tax avoidance, while keeping you far away from the shoe stealing. Tax evasion. We're here to fix the past and secure your future. Knowledge is power, but knowledge without action is just a nice story. If this video made you feel a little lighter today, if you realize that you can handle this and that there's a way forward, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. It tells the world that our community is getting smarter and stronger. Subscribe to the NuTax channel. We're going to be right here with you, breaking down the financial topics so you can keep winning. And look, if you're ready to stop worrying and start winning, if you need to file an amendment, catch up on your back years, or just want to make sure your 2026 strategy is solid, click the link in the description. Let's get you on the books with us at NuTax. Let's clean up the past so you can own your future. I'm Karen. I believe in you. I'm proud of you for showing up for yourself today, and I cannot wait to see you grow. Keep smiling, keep thriving, and I'll see you in the next video.